disagree ako kasi yung discrimination ng mas mataas. Okay lang. Na-forgive naman siya ng mga ibang tao. Tsaka, ma-amove niya sila. Pero, sa pangyayari na naman to, parang binalik ko naman yung kahapon. Although, kahit ka-amove na, syempre babalik at babalik pa rin yung sakit ng kahapon. Parang, kahit na may yung law o yung rights na yun, na dapat talaga siyang ilibing sa mga libingin na bayan. Kahit ako, medyo agree naman ako ng konti kasi sa, naging part naman siya ng war noon, World War II. Tapos naging president pa siya. Tapos mayroon pa siya ibang nagawa na nagpapatunay na talaga dapat siyang ilibing doon. Pero, in the sense of parang morality ng isang tao, parang mali pa rin yun kasi mas nadaig pa rin yung, yung harm sa people nung ginawa, yung nagawa niya yung ipatupad yung martial law. Parang, ang magiging kahulugan niya para sa ibang tao na naging biktima ng martial law is discrimination na rin para sa kanila. Kahit na napatawad nila si Marcos, binabalik. Kasi, parang binabalik na rin naman nila yung kahapon na dapat na nakabuban na sila. Tapos, pinamasakit pa doon, ililibing pa talaga sa mga libingin na bayani. Diba? So, I probably disagree because that's the morality of the Filipinas. Ngayon, kailangan talagang di na sinusunod ng batas kasi moral mo yun declared mo yun. So, dapat kinabangan.
I personally agree on him being buried in the libingin of the Bayani because he actually made a lot of things for the country that we still use today. For example, the airport, EDSA, and some institutions. I mean, it's true, martial law caused a lot of tragedy for us, for the elders, but still he made such a good thing for us. I mean, even in our former interviews with martial law babies, some of them actually agreed in him. Some of them like him. So, I mean, why does us millennials have to be the ones to stop when the elders who actually experienced it, enjoyed it, they like it? So, I agree with him being buried. He actually deserves that.
I think, hindi ako anti-Marcos or pro-Marcos. I'm kind of in between kasi as for myself, hindi ako witness nung mga nangyari noon. Although yung lolo ko, nakwento nila biktima sila ng Although hindi nahuli yung lolo ko, nakwento lang nila yung nahuli daw. Pero wala sila nabalitaang torture. Pero yun nga, nag-arise din yun na yun yung ginagawa sa mga nahuhuli. So parang, ayun nga, since galing sa lolo ko, naniwala ako na, ay, yun pala yung ginagawa nila. So, kahit sabihin natin na maganda yung pagpapatakbo ni Marcos, kung may ganun, di ba, positive plus negative is a negative. So, ayun. Pero, yun nga, hindi ako, in between pa rin ako kasi I think Marcos has been a great president. Pero, ayun. I don't have any stand. Or, I have a stand, but I'm in between.
I'm really an anti-Marcos. Kasi from the stories I've heard nga po, he has done really countless harm to other people, especially to our fellow countrymen. Yun nga, yung mga namatay na youth, yun. So, yung mga infrastructures, yun, may mga kabutihan nga yun ang idulot. Kaya nga lang, pera pa rin yun ng mga taong bayan. So, hindi siya accountable na parang good deed na ginawa niya. So, I really can't consider him as a hero. In my opinion, So, yun, for me, he's not a thief actually, but he's just how can I say this? He's like an evil emperor, parang ganun. Kasi nga, di ba, nasa control niya yung military, yung power ng justice system, kaya niyang i-bend. So, kaya niyang pagmukha yung mga tao, especially yung mga, yung mga youth, yung mga taong nagre-rebelde sa kanya, kaya niya pagmukhain na sila yung mga parang tyrant sa society. So, in my case, I really dislike him. So, that'll be all. Thank you.
Neutral kasi, honestly, I don't really know much about him. Although, napag-aralan siya sa textbooks. Pero kasi, di ba, sabi nga nila, yung textbooks is already filtered so much. Maraming nadagdag, maraming nabawas. And although my family is actually a pro-Marcos, gusto nila na ilibing si Marcos doon sa libingan ng mga bayani. And talagang supportive sila kay Marcos. Ako hindi ko pa rin alam kung saan ko ilalagay yung sarili ko. Kasi, oo, marami siyang nagawang mga mabubuting bagay para sa Pilipinas. Pero kasi, nandun pa rin yung mga negative eh. So, hindi ko talaga ma-decipher kung hero ba siya or hindi. Yan, thank you.
Regarding dun sa mga issues na pinag-uusapan siya ng mga tao ngayon, na sinasabi hindi siya hero. Siya yung betrayal of the country. Pero dapat siyang ilibing sa mga libingan ng mga bayani dahil he is not a hero rather, pero isa siyang presidente at army. So, law is the law, kaya no emotions at all. Tsaka, hindi naman ibig sabihin kung nilibing siya sa libingan ng mga bayani ay meron na siyang record of dictatorship. Tsaka, being on a gentle despot. Yun lang.
Sa issue yan, sa totoo lang, pumapayag ako na ipalibing ang dating Pangulo na si Ferdinand Marcos sapagkat deserving niya naman yun. Tsaka, naging presidente naman siya. President is president naman. Tsaka, marami siyang natulong sa ating bansa para mapaunlad ang ating ekonomiya. Tsaka, ang tagal na ng paghihirap ng pamilya niya. Tsaka siguro ito na naman yung oras para respetuhin natin sila, para igalang natin yung pamilya niya, tsaka yung dati nating Pangulo.
Nagdi-disagree ako na ipalibing si Marcos sa libingan ng mga bayani. Kasi kaya nga sinabing libingan ng mga bayani, kundi ililibing doon yung mga taong nakagawa ng kabutihan para sa Pilipinas. At sa pagkakakalala ko sa kanya, marami siyang taong naabuso, maraming pamilya yung nahirapan nung mga panahon na siya pa yung presidente ng Pilipinas. At sabi nila, yung mga tao daw noon, disiplinado. Dahil nga daw, takot yung tao sa kanya at sa mga militar. Pero para sa akin, hindi tama kasi yung mga taong may otoridad ng time na yun, nagiging masyado silang abusado sa mga kapangyarihan na meron sila. Tsaka, nasasobrahan na yung pagpaparusa na ginagawa nila sa mga taong wala kakayahan na ipagtanggol yung mga sarili nila. Tsaka, yung mga panahon na yun, sabi nila, maunlad daw yung Pilipinas, pero maraming mahirap. Kasi dahil sa ginawa ni Marcos na paggasta ng pera, pangungutang, na nung panahon ng ikalawang termino niya, na hanggang ngayon binabayaran pa rin ng Pilipinas. Tsaka nung mga time na yun, mababa yung sahod ng mga manggagawa. Tsaka 'di ba parang hindi rin maganda kasi maraming mga tao yung binugbog, ginahasa, kinuryente, humiga sa yelo, sinubsob sa kubeta, pinakain na kung ano-ano, na hindi tama kasi 'di ba nagiging sobra na yung parusa na ginagawa nila sa mga tao. Kaya parang mag-ingat tayo sa mga sinasabi natin na sana maganda ang Pilipinas kung nasa poder ni Marcos kasi tayo mga bagong henerasyon, hindi naman natin naranasan kung ano yung nangyari ng mga time na yun. Hindi naman natin naranasan kung ano yung mga ginawa sa kanila nung mga panahon na yun. Hindi natin naranasan kung ano yung nangyari sa kanila. Kaya siguro tama na lang na parang respetuhin natin naman ngayon yung mga tao na nakaranas ng kahirapan ng time na yun. Dapat tignan natin na sila rin nahirapan. Hindi naman porket na si Marcos marami siyang nagawa. Pero hindi dapat tignan din natin na sa kabila ng mga nagawa niyang maganda para sa Pilipinas, merong kapalit na nadulot na kahirapan para sa mga mamamayan ng Pilipinas. Kaya para sa akin, hindi siya nararapat na ilibing sa libingan ng mga bayan.
I strongly believe that our former President Ferdinand Marcos should be buried in our hero cemetery. For one simple reason. He deserves it. According to the AFP regulation and our Constitution, Ferdinand Marcos is qualified to be buried in the hero cemetery because he is a former president, a former commander-in-chief, a veteran, and Marcos did a really great job creating progress in our country. This isn't always about the martial victims. They can get their desired justice in the court of the law, but that will never decide where Ferdinand Marcos should rest. This is not to dishonor or insult our heroes, but instead it is a way to execute or to exercise our Constitution. That no matter how awful people think of Ferdinand Marcos, we can never change the fact that he deserves it, that he earned this right. We also have to look at the things that he did the best. I'm not saying this to change our history, but rather, let's be open to all sides of the story. He is a human, and just like us, he committed mistakes and sins. But he's dead now. No person on earth would want to die and be remembered for his or her failings, but we want to be remembered on what we did the best when we're alive. And that's what you call human decency. And if that's applicable to all of us, then so does Ferdinand Marcos.
I have nothing against the burial of Ferdinand Marcos in the libingan ng mga bayani. After all, it is stated in the law that the remains of presidents are owed to be buried there. We must focus on the present and look forward for a better Philippines rather than dwelling in the past.
I'm against with that burial because they buried a thief, plunderer, a cheater, and a murderer at the libingan ng mga bayani. Yes, there is a Republic Act number 289, and in that law stated that heroes, president, and the patriots of the country will be buried for the inspiration in this generation. But Marcos is not inspiration. He killed 1,000 of innocent people, and Supreme Court disregarded the democracy, human rights, and the morality, and the majority votes of the Filipino people.
My stand regarding Marcos burial is I'm not favor with that because my sympathy are on those people who are part in the martyr. He doesn't deserve that kind of burial because he's not worthy appreciation. But now, it's fine with me because he already buried there, and also to stop the allegations with him because we must focus now in the different problem here in the Philippines.
Sa tingin ko, kasi sa issue ngayon na pagpapalibing kay Marcos na libingin ng mga bayani is, una sa lahat wala akong pakialam kasi nga hindi ko naabutan yun. Nanganak ako noong 2001. Hindi ko alam yung mga nangyayari noon na sinasabi nila na pinapahirapan yung mga Pilipino ni Marcos. Tapos, pero sinasabi ko din na disagree ako kasi hanggang ngayon nananatili pa rin yung sugat na ginawa ni Marcos sa mga Pilipino. Na hanggang ngayon, yung mga pamilya nung namatayan or pinahirapan ni Marcos, naaalala pa rin nila yun. Kaya parang ang unfair naman kung tinatawag na bayani si Marcos. Na tinatawag siyang bayani pero yung totoo, madami siyang pinatay, madami siyang pinahirapan, madami siyang pinahirapan yun. Tapos ito lang yung sabi ko. A scar that made every Filipino suffer makes us more stronger.
As a Filipino, even though I don't really know what happened before, for me, my opinion about his burial in libingan ng mga bayani is not that good because of his violation of human rights before. Kasi isipan natin yung mga nangyari sa Pilipino noon sa panahon ng martial law, maraming pinatay, maraming pinahirapan, maraming binilanggo. So, tapos malalaman na natin na nilibing siya sa libingan ng mga bayani. Parang hindi mga tarungan yun sa mga pamilya nung nadamay doon sa martial law. Kaya para sa akin, hindi naman sa may galit pero wala siyang karapatang ilibing doon kasi against yun sa mga gusto ng tao. At ito lang yung masasabi ko, hindi kailangan matatawag na pagmamahal sa bayan ang pagbatay sa mga mamamayan nito.
I'm not in favor to Marcos burial in libingan ng mga bayani because many people are affected or suffering their lives on that time. I know many people are saying move on. Easy to say but hard to do. Because for me,
Memory is memory. You cannot trash away the memory that you experienced in martial law. Hindi sapat yung mga ginawa niya sa ating bansa, katumbas ng mga taong nakaranas ng paghihirap ng panahon yun. Ang masasabi ko lang, bayani ka man sa iba, ngunit sa karamihan, isa ka lang trapo.
Even though I don't experience the leadership of Marcos, but I'm one of those people who agree to the remains of Marcos na libingan ng mga bayani because I don't just look the negative do's of him, but I rather see or appreciate his projects or all of that he's done in our country for our economic studies. And besides, this issue is already done, and why don't we just move on further? I am against the burial of our former President Ferdinand A. Marcos in the libingan ng mga bayani because even though his contributions are huge and beneficial to our country, his strict dictatorship will always see the death of it. I do not believe in such things like just because I did not experience it, I should not go against the said burial. I am aware that I cannot do something about it now since nailibing na nga siya, pero as one of the antis, I support and I understand the victims of the martial law. And I think, yes, he deserves a better and a proper burial, but not in the libingan of mga bayan.
I say this not just as a student, but as a Filipino citizen. The unprecedented Marcos burial is something that should not have happened. The Marcos may have a right to a proper burial, but I believe that he should not be buried in the hero cemetery, not besides thousands of other heroes who laid down their lives for our country as if he was one of them, because he isn't. It is an insult to the heroes laid to rest in the cemetery itself. Burials are such a symbolic and vital part of our culture, and having a dictator who was the catalyst for a multitude of human rights abuses venerated in the same place as our nation's patriots is a slap to the face of those who were tortured and killed in the martial law era. It is taunting everyone else who still bears scars of his regime. His burial, which is the fruit of political maneuvering, is an insult to the Filipino people, both dead beside him and alive rallying against him. I think that the resounding uproar from his burial in the Hero Cemetery should speak for itself. It simply cannot be. The public has a right to know when the dictator who put so many Filipinos in their graves will be buried right beside him. Not to mention, issues are still being raised regarding the Supreme Court's decision to actually bury him in the first place. Thus, the right of the public to know about the burial of the dictator has been totally disregarded. It is a disaster. Even decades after the martial law era, the wounds still sting. And this is probably the worst of them, where instead of making amends to the wounded, the Marcos family and loyalists themselves saw it fit to venerate the very same dictator who killed so many people in the same pedestal as our nation's national heroes.
As we all know, Marcos burial in libingan ng mga bayani is very controversial. Some people, especially Marcos supporters, are happy with the decision of President Duterte to bury Marcos in libingan ng mga bayani, but some are not, specifically anti-Marcosists. All of us has different opinion about this issue, but for me, I'm not in favor to let Marcos buried in libingan ng mga bayani, because based on what I learned about martial law, Filipinos during that time has bad experiences. Experiences that will never erase in your mind. I'm not in favor to bury Marcos sa libingan ng mga bayani because, for me, libingan ng mga bayani is for those who are really a hero. Individuals who done something good for our country. And for me, Marcos is not a hero. So, he should not be buried in libingan ng mga bayani.
Hindi po ako sangayon sa paglibing ni Marcos sa mga libingan na yan dahil tulad na po yung sinasabi nila na siya ay mamamatay tao. Kahit tumaas po ang ating ekonomiya sa ating bansa, hindi pa rin po ito nakatulong sa mga nagawa niyang nagkakamali dito sa ating bansa. Ito lang po yung sasabi ko sa pagiging isang estudyante. Walang bayan kayang pumatay sa sarili ng bayan. Nagliliber-liberan o kapaiba, pananaw, karamihan bagos ay dapat ay isang magaling na pangulo sa ating bansa.
I'm pretty sure na aware kayo na nilibing si Marcos sa libing ng mga bayani. And mga anti-Marcos naman, sinasabi na hindi daw siya karapat dapat na ilibing doon kasi hindi naman daw siya bayani, he's not a hero. And my stand would be karapat dapat naman siyang ilibing doon kasi mas economy ng Philippines despite the martial law things, and nasa ilalim na din siya ng lupa. Sa ilalim na siya ng lupa, so what's the point? I mean, yeah, it's just a name. Ilibing ng mga bayani, like, still the same ground, still the same soil, still the same earth, so why they even bother? Like, sinasabi pa nila na na mukhayan daw nila si Marcos doon. I mean, like, dude. I mean, yeah, so, to conclude, like, agree naman ako, I mean, sang-ayon ako sa paglibing kay Marcos sa libingan ng mga bayan.
I agree that President Ferdinand Marcos is the right to be buried at libingan ng mga bayani. It's about time to give him a proper burial, not only for as a president, but also for being a member of AFP. Just because na nalibing siya doon, or malilibing pa lang, ibig sabihin, makalimutan na natin yung mga kahirapan na dinanas ng mga victims ng martial law. Though he had made mistakes, we cannot deny the fact na marami siya na-contribute para sa bansa natin. He had been preserved for more than 2 decades and is still being judged by many of us. Siguro, bigyan na lang natin siya ng pagkakataon at irespeto. As a student, let's forgive and start a new country, hoping for a better government.
Marcos should be buried at the libingan ng mga bayani since the law says so. He is also a soldier who fought for our country's freedom. He may not be a hero for some, but his projects are enjoyed by those people who see his burial at the libingan ng mga bayani.
As a man who never experienced the Marcos dictatorship, I am neutral about the controversial issue. I recognize Marcos for his contribution, but it doesn't mean na i-disregard natin yung mga maling ginawa niya. And I think the best way is to accept and just give him a respect. He also deserved to be given or to receive honor that he wasn't able to get from the past. So just give him it today.
Kaya ako sa pagpapalibing kay Marcos. Una, naging presidente at naging parte siya ng militar, kaya karapatan niyang mailibing noon. Pangalawa, kung hustisya ang ating pinaglalaban, hindi na natin ito makakamit. Bagamat nakalibing na ang ating presidente. Pangatlo, wala na rin tayong magagawa dahil nakalibing na ang ating presidente at hindi na natin mahuhukay ang kanyang libingan para siya ay magpaalis doon sa libingan. At nasa sa atin na lang kung ibabaw natin sa limot ng kanyang mga ginagawa o patuloy natin itong paglalaban.
Why when we always hear the name of Ferdinand Marcos, it always reminds us of martial law. But the truth is, he contributed a lot to make our country better. Let's look at the bright side of what Marcos did to our country. Because of him, LRT, EDSA, and other establishments were built. And up to now, some of these establishments are being used. Sad to say that we only see the wrong side of Marcos, not on what are the good things that Marcos contributed. Come to think of it that Marcos did what did is not a joke. Remember, he was a soldier before he became a president. Yes, his position was not too high, but all soldiers are considered as a hero. Therefore, I firmly believe that Ferdinand Marcos deserves and has a right to be buried in libingan ng mga bayani. Don't dwell on the ideology that imposed by others. Instead, let us solve peace.
As a student, my stand about the controversial burial of our former president, Ferdinand Marcos, is I am agree to bury him in, I am agree to bury him because every one of us deserves a decent burial, but not in libingan ng mga bayani. Pwede naman sa ibang libingan, sa Calacang, Maynila tulad ng Loyola Memorial Park, North and South Cemetery, o kaya din sa probinsya nila na sa Ilocos na kung saan kinikilala siya bilang bayani. Di naman natin maitatanggi na maraming nagduso sa panahon niya, pero wag din ang dapat natin kalimutan kung ano yung mga nagawa niya maganda para sa bansa.
Our country is in a continuous battle whether we should or we should not bury our former President Ferdinand Marcos in the Cemetery of Heroes. Well, I am in between these two decisions. First, I disagree because we all know that his face affected a lot of Filipinos and left scars to them until this day. And we lost a lot of sufficient and innocent Filipino citizens in his presidency. But I also disagree with the concept of having a cemetery for heroes because, first of all those who were buried there are just big known people. But how about those who are just small people who are living a normal life who also did a lot of heroic things? But I also agree because for me he did some right things too, and I think that he wouldn't think of such disciplinary ways if he knows that the Filipinos are also disciplined. But at the end of all this, I think he just did everything that he did, even though it affected a lot of Filipinos, for the Filipino country.
Bayani bang may tuturing ang kumiting ng ilang buko? Bayani bang may tuturing ang kumulimbat ng salapi ng bayan? Oo, maraming naipagawa ang Rehimeng Marcos. Ngunit may babalik pa ba ang kamaliang na ibaon sa libing? Oo, naging sundalo siya. Oo, naging presidente siya. Oo, marami siyang naipagawa na hanggang ngayon ay nagagamit pa rin natin. Inaamin ko yun dahil isa ako sa mga mamamayang gumagamit pa rin ng mga napagawa. Ngunit mas inisip ko ang mga pamilyang nawalan ng mahal sa buhay. Ang mga taong nahirapan, ang mga taong pinahirapan. At yan ang mga rason kung bakit hindi ako sumasang-ayon sa pagpapalibing kay Ferdinand Marcos sa libingan ng mga bayani.
Ako ay naniniwala na karapat-dapat sa libingan ng mga bayani ang dating Pangulong si Ferdinand Marcos. Dahil naisaayon sa tumaas ng ekonomiya ng ating bansa sa kanyang pamumuno. Ang pagnanakaw at korupsyon ay ang maling nakasanayan ng bulok na sistema ng ating gobyerno. Ngunit sa dinami-rami ng magnanakaw na nakaupo sa pwesto, bakit si Marcos lang ang paulit-ulit na pinupuntirya ng taong bayan? Naniniwala ako na kahit sa marahas na paraan ay naging bayani pa rin si Marcos. At naniniwala ako na siya ay karapat-dapat sa libingan ng mga bayan.
Former President Ferdinand Marcos should not be buried in the libingan ng mga bayani for this simple reason: he does not deserve it. When he proclaimed martial law for over 2 decades, robbed our nation, of which we love and honor the most, our freedom, our democracy, which was hard-won and fiercely fought by those who were already been laid rest in the libingan ng mga bayani. He stole the country's basic right as a democratic nation, the aftermath of which was numerous violations of human rights. For him to be buried in the same same place is a great insult and dishonor to those who heroically did. Well, for me, I'm a firm believer of forgiveness, of the saying that, let the bygones be bygones. All can be forgiven. Some can be forgotten. But there are situations that should not be forgotten. And martial law, care of Marcos, of course, definitely belong to the last. The Marcos family is asking for national unification. I agree. I'm all for it. The Marcos family is asking us to honor the late president by burying him as a hero. He was, is, will never be a hero. In short, as I said,
Former President Ferdinand Marcos should not be buried in the libingan ng mga bayani. For this simple reason, he does not deserve it.
For me, Marcos should not be buried in the libingan ng mga bayani because basically, he is not a hero. Marami siyang nagawa during his administration, pero responsibilidad niya yun bilang presidente ng bansa natin. So kung sinasabi ng iba na ayun yung basihan ng pagiging hero niya, para sa akin, hindi. Kasi ayun na, responsibility niyang ayusin yung bansa natin. Pero ngayon na na-desisyonan na ng batas na karapat-dapat siyang ilibing doon, for me, okay lang din kasi naging sundalo naman siya ng bansa and kailangan na lang natin respetuhin yung desisyon ng batas na naging hatol nila na ilibing na lang siya sa libingan ng bayani.
Para sa akin, hindi dapat siya ilibing doon kasi pwede naman siyang ilibing pero hindi sa libingan ng bayani kasi nga hindi naman siya bayani. Tsaka nakalibing naman na siya bakit kailangan ilibing pa ulit? Di ba may museum na nga siya? Bakit kailangan ilibing pa ulit? Tsaka sobrang unfair nun sa mga biktima nun kasi kung yung sa iba, okay sa kanila na ilibing na kasi nga matagal na, parang napagdusahan na nga, gano'n. Pero kasi hindi naman nila naranasan yung naranasan ng mga nabiktima. Kaya gano'n na lang, parang okay lang sa kanila. Pero kung sa akin, hindi siya okay kasi hanggang ngayon, masakit pa rin yun para dun sa mga naging biktima ng martial law.
I am not against of Marcos being buried at the libingan ng mga bayani. Because if we will just consider the good side of his administration, I think he contributed a lot in our country. That I think everybody should consider it. Like, yung pagpapagawa niya ng mga infrastructure gaya na tulay, kalsada, patubig, paaralan, LRT at iba pa. Wala namang nakita ang Korte Suprema na alisan ng karapatan si Marcos na ilibing sa libingan ng mabayani. At saka, ang pagkakaalam ko din noon, naging sundalo din siya. Kaya, kung maraming tao ang nagsasabi na hindi siya karapat dapat ilibing doon. Katulad ng sinabi ko kanina, marami naman siyang na-contribute na hanggang ngayon napapakinabangan natin yung mga ginawa niya.
Hello, good day everyone. So today I'm gonna make my stand for Marcos being buried in the libingan ng mga bayani. So for me, para hindi na humaba yung issue na to kasi matagal na pinag-aawayan ng mga pamilya ng Marcos tsaka ng mga Pilipinong na biktima ng martial law. For me, siguro dapat na nang ilibing si Marcos sa libingan ng mga bayani kasi kung hindi, nalabag nga yung rights ng mga Pilipino, yung mga moral values na nalabag ni Marcos. Nung i-declare niya yung martial law, yung mga pagpapahirap niya sa mga Pilipino. Pero wala na kasi tayo magagawa doon. Nangyari na yun. And the only thing na magagawa natin for now is to move on. Let the Marcos decide what they want to do. Kung yung ginawa man niya is para siyang magnanakaw, diba? Like a thief in the night. Sabi nga nila, he declared a martial law, and like a thief in the night, he was buried in the libingan ng mga bayani. So, for now, my stand, I wanted him na ilibing na sa libingan ng mga bayani kasi matagal lang isyong pinag-aawayan to. And I'm not a pro. I'm not even anti. Because hindi ko naman naabutan yun. And, pinaka-suggestions ko lang talaga, kung ibabash nila or something na ayaw nila kay Marcos, gusto ko lang, hindi lang naman ang si Marcos, hindi lang naman siya nakagawa ng mga masama. Kasi kung nakagawa tayo ng masama, normal na yun sa lahat ng tao. Why don't we look up on what he did for us? The best that he did for us. And sana yun lang is i-consider natin as his honor para ilibing sa libing ng mga bayani. And after all, naging sundalo din naman siya. Even though his medals are actually fake, but still, naging soldier siya. Lumaban siya para sa country. And sabi naman ng batas, he passed the requirements para mailibing sa libingan ng mga bayani. Yun lang naman. Thank you.
Ako'y sumasang-ayon na ilibing si Ferdinand Marcos sa libingan ng mga bayani sapagkat marami rin siya nagawang mabubuti sa ating bansa. Tulad ng pagtaas ng GDP at pagtaas ng palitan ng piso at dolyar.
Hi, this is my personal opinions regarding the burial of Ferdinand Marcos in the libingan ng mga bayani. Honestly, hindi ko alam kung saan side ako kakampi. But despite of all the issues, I still believe na Ferdinand Marcos should not be considered as a hero. Yes, the rights to be considered ay to be buried in the libingan ng mga bayani. But are those rights rightfully justify what a person did? Di ba tayo masyadong nagiging sensitive sa right ng isang taong matagal nang wala? Paano naman yung mga biktima na hanggang ngayon ay patuloy pa ring dala-dala yung mga malulupit na karanasang naranasan nila noong panahon ng panunungkulan ni Marcos, kahit na dahil lang sa kawalan ng hustisya mula noon hanggang ngayon. It's never easy to move on when the people or the person rather that caused numerous crimes and corruption in the system, tsaka yung pamilya na hindi man lang kayang akuin yung mga pagkakamaling nagawa nila noon, kahit na lantad na sa publiko na matagal na nilang pinagtatakpan ang mga iyon. We should never call someone a hero who is ambiguous enough to distort the law of the Philippines, the legal system of our country, and the rights of human rights of every Filipino. Kasi kung gusto talagang makipag-reconcile ng mga Marcos o kung gusto talaga nilang maghilom yung mga sugat na nangyari noon, alam nila kung anong solusyon sa mga iyon. But since na nalibing na si Marcos, I guess we can never do anything about it anymore. Katulad ko, kabataan, wala naman talaga akong alam hindi ko naman natitiyak kung ano talaga ang totoong nangyari noon, pero all we can do is to respect those victims. Huwag natin silang insultuhin dahil lang sa mga personal na opinions natin. Hindi natin pwedeng i-degrade yung mga nararamdaman nila dahil lang sa mga issues ngayon. That's all. Thank you.
Sa aking pananaw, bilang isang mabuting mamamayan ng Pilipinas, nararapat siguro na ilibing ang ating dating presidente na si Ferdinand E. Marcos sa libingan. Take note, sa libingan lang po, hindi po sa libingan ng mga bayani. Although merong nagsasabi sa batas na dapat siyang ilibing sa libingan ng mga bayani kasi nga naging sundalo siya, hindi pa rin ito sapat dahil sa mga nagawa niyang hindi nagustuhan ng karamihan, katulad na lamang ng martial law. Tignan mo sa martial law, ano nangyari? Di ba maraming nasaktan, maraming naapi, maraming niyurakan ng pagkatao, maraming dignidad ang nawala. At sa mga nagsasabi na dapat ilibing siya sa libingan ng mga bayani dahil marami siyang nagawa na itulong sa atin, sa ekonomiya natin at sa Pilipinas, hindi pa rin ito sapat dahil unang-una sa lahat, gampanin niya yun. Bago siya maging presidente, marami siyang pinangako sa atin.
Sa aking pananaw, nararapat lang siguro na mailibing ang aking dating Pangulong Marcos. Ngunit hindi siguro dapat siya mailibing sa libingan ng mga bayani. Dahil siya ay naging diktador sa atin at siya rin ang nagpatupad ng martial law. At dahil sa pagpapatupad niya nito, ay maraming namatay na mga Pilipino. Ngunit kasabay naman nito, ang pagpapagawa niya ng mga infrastruktura kagaya ng mga daanan, kagaya ng NLEX, SLEX, at nakapagpagawa rin siya ng mga buildings na nakatulong para sa mga mamamayang Pilipino. Siya ay naging magaling na presidente. Kaya sa aking pananaw, ba't hindi na lang natin siya hayaang manahimik at mailibing?
After the controversial date and place, November 18, 2016, at the libingan ng mga bayani, our country has been divided their opinions regarding the burial of the former President Ferdinand Marcos. while half of the Filipino communities vehemently expressed their objections and anguish over the victims of the human rights violation during martial law. 98% of the Ilocano-speaking Filipinos harbored sentiments about why Marcos was being treated unfairly. Is there really a law that says Marcos may not be buried at the libingan ng mga bayani? Or is he not a patriot for inspiration nor emulation of a Filipino hero? The question of whether Marcos was a hero or not was a case of a word against their word. Let me state some of the legal basis for approval in this national pattern. First, he was a former president, the 10th president to be exact, and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Philippines. Second, a Medal of Valor awardee. Third, a legislator. And fourth, he is a soldier and one of the veterans of the Philippine Revolution during World War II. Since the arbiter of the law is the Supreme Court, I strongly agree to its decision that Marcos' remains should be the said resting place. He was never convicted by the final judgment of any offense involving moral turpitude, and this is the fifth legal basis for this argument.
I don't think the Marcos family should push through the burial of Marcos at the Hero Cemetery. Sabi nila, mag-move on na raw tayo. Pero bakit sila hindi pa rin nakamove on and accept the fact that he cannot be buried there? They only raise controversial issues at lumagdag pa sa problema ng bansa. Nagkaroon pa nga ng rally at iba't ibang gulo dahil sa pagkalibing niya. It is more satisfying to find it in Ilocos, where he is praised and loved. Yun yung teritoryo niya. Marami namang mga bayani at sundalo na nagbigay ng kanilang buhay, and yet, hindi naman sila doon nakalibing. So why should he be?
So hindi ako sangayon sa pagpapalibing kay Ferdinand Marcos sa libingan ng mga bayani. Dahil unang-una sa lahat, para sa akin, yung mga taong nililibing doon ay yung mga kinikilala at tanggap ng buong sambayan ng Pilipino. Ano naman kung walang batas na pumipigil sa kanya magpalibing doon, kung marami naman natutol dito? E di parang, bayani lang siya sa mata ng batas, pero hindi sa mata ng Pilipinas at sa mamamayang Pilipino. Ikalawa, hindi ako sangayon kasi nakaka-insulto yon sa mga taong nabubuhay pa ngayon na dumanas ng paghihirap at masalimuot na karanasan ng panahon ng martial law. Maaaring sabihin natin na nung nabubuhay pa si Ferdinand Marcos, marami bilang presidente, marami pa siyang nagawang mabuti, marami siyang naipatayo, naipaunlad niya ang ekonomiya ng bansa, pero hindi sapat yun na maging dahilan para kalimutan at ipalit sa mga masasamang ginawa niya nung siya pa ay naging Pangulo ng ating bansa. Dahil bilang Pangulo, importante din na pangalagaan niya ang mga tao, hindi lang ang mismong ekonomiya ng ating bansa. Ikatlo, sa palagay ko, ang pagpapalibing niya doon ay nakakagulo ng kasaysayan ng Pilipinas. Dahil unang-una sa lahat, ang martial law, kinikilala yun sa libro sa lahat ng kontekstong pakasaysayan na yun ay isang mali, pangit, at hindi dapat, kaya nga nagkaroon ng EDSA Revolution. Tapos ngayon, malalaman natin na ang pasimuno ng martial law ay ililibing sa libingan ng bayani. Kaya kung pag-aaralan mo ito, mas lalong nakakagulo dahil nagkakaroon ng pagkakabuhol-buhol sa kasaysayan. Yun na po.
Now, a lot of controversies are currently happening in the Philippines. But the case regarding the burial of former President Ferdinand Marcos at the libingan ng mga bayani was definitely the most talked and debated case in our country. If I were to have a say in this case, I would definitely disapprove of it, for the libingan ng mga bayani was built to commemorate people who contributed to the nation. The commemoration of these heroes is aimed to inspire future generations and to serve as role models of youth and the unborn. The martial law was definitely the darkest period of our time. Many lives were lost, basic freedoms were suspended, and democracy was at its lowest point. The victims of this period were even classified as heroes. So for him to be buried at the libingan ng mga bayani would just be a direct insult to them. I have to admit that he really did contribute a lot for his country, and was one of the most intelligent men, being a bar top-notcher and being able to speak to the public without any manuscripts. But that doesn't erase the fact that he was a dictator who abused his power to regain full control of the country. I take principles and morals very seriously, but Ferdinand Marcos obviously didn't feel the same. I can accept it if he was to be buried elsewhere and be classified as a soldier.
But for him to be buried there in the Libingan ng mga Bayani and be classified as a hero, it goes way beyond the boundaries. It is not proper to put a dictator who caused the killing, torture, disappearance, and detention of almost 100,000 of activists struggling for social change, who put the Philippines into a huge debt just because he built infrastructure projects. More than just a rhetorical statement that he deserves it because he was a president. I may not have experienced what hell the victims went through, but I understood what happened for my parents and teachers taught me so. Watching the victims confess their haunting and traumatizing memories of that time breaks my heart into smithereens. The pains and sufferings that our fellow Filipinos went through must have been so difficult, so for them to simply disregard what he caused was definitely inappropriate. Even if they said that we should focus now on the present and in the future, we still should not forget our past, for it will be a constant reminder to us of the horrifying mistakes that happened, which we should take as a lesson to never repeat again.
Ferdinand Marcos. He was a man of purpose, and that purpose was to lead our country. But due to unfortunate circumstances, that good leadership that we're supposed to experience turned into dictatorship. It's up to you whether you'll view dictatorship as a bad thing or a good thing. But the thing is, I view it as a bad thing. He was a self-proclaimed honorary soldier, and he triggered a lot of lives was caused by his policemen during the martial law. Thus, I disagree with him being buried in the libingan ng mga bayani.
TV news and social media has been bombarded by the Marcos burial issue. A lot has been said and still being said by both the anti-Marcos group and the Marcos supporters. Whereas to the former, Marcos is not a hero, while to the latter, he is. For those who have suffered under the regime of Marcos, giving him the honor to be buried at the libingan ng mga bayani meant that the country has forgotten all those innocent lives and that justice was absolutely denied. It meant that all his atrocities are erased and that he is promoted to a hero status. Nobody has any right to belittle the pain of those people who suffered, families that lost their loved ones. I can't imagine their hopelessness and the nightmares that they had to endure. Anyone who reads or hears about the horrors of their story are crushed. On the other side, Marcos was the best president that the Philippines has ever had. With all the infrastructure projects and the economy boosts, for them, Marcos really saved the Philippines from the communists. Our president has always been honest with his answers during his campaign period, in which it included a question about Marcos' burial. He clearly said that he would give him the honor to be buried at the libingan ng mga bayani. And even when he said this, he still won the presidency. So what does that mean? Honestly, I don't know. But what I do know is, politics will always be politics. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. And if power is mishandled, corruption creeps in, and greed follows, and death in the end. However, light will overtake darkness, and there will always be a Thank you so much guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please do give it a thumbs up and do make sure to press that subscribe button down below. Also, I would like to give a big thank you to Franz and Nicole. I'd also like to flash this big Tres Productions logo. Boom! Thank you so much, Jamil, for creating this logo for us. We really appreciate it. Also guys, do search Tres Productions and look for the Declamation playlist, wherein you will see different talents of our classmates. Thank you so much guys. Bye!